dope shit. Sipping on some dope shit.
What's up?
Probably fucked your old bitch.
Told you.
In and out the old spiz.
Who next on this?
She probably on some hoe shit.
Huh?
But she suck it like a potion. Talk that. And I apply it like some lotion. Got these bitches like, oh shit.
New York, all my niggas.
Yo, welcome back to episode 5 of New York Noise, the newest audio and visual podcast meant to highlight New York City underground and up-and-coming rappers. You know, I think you know by now that the artists that we put on this show are of the highest caliber, of the highest quality, and these are the niggas that are going to be dominating culture, dominating airwaves all over in the next few moments, bro, in the next few months. Right here with me today is Lil Spliffy.
Yo.
My son's is in the building. Shouts out to Bryce Barter in the cam. We got Malcolm in the building. 360 Lonnie in the house. We got Solly, and shouts out for Jackson for the crib. And so here. So I think first, just to get started, I think my first question offered is because we want to get to know the person behind a lot of the music we've been listening to. So first, like, when did you record your first song?
I recorded my first song, like, I used to just like be freestyling and shit, and I wouldn't even like be going to the studio or like even putting my shit on beats like to listen to. But I had a friend named Tristan, still my homie. We would just go to his crib, bro, and we would just like, he had a little mic there, and I recorded this song called Pushin', and that shit got mad views today, but like before, like we didn't even think it was going nowhere, and that's where Lil Spliffy came from too, because someone was like, yo, like, we made this song. He was like, yo, I'm gonna drop it on SoundCloud. I was like, copy. He was like, so what do I put you as? Like, what's your name? And I was like, I don't know. And like, kids was always like cutting my ass, cause like they'll be like, yo, hit this split, and then they'll be like, hit this L, and that shit would have no type of growl, no type of like nothing in that. Yeah, that shit was not head cracking. So I would be like, nah, like just pass that shit. And I would be like, yo, you only smoke spliffs? And I would be like, yeah. I was like, so put Lil Spliffy on the SoundCloud. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I started rapping. Right?
And like even in just the time period before that, what inspired you to start making music? What was going on in your life that kind of, you know, got you to actually get on the mic and start making music? Was on some dumb shit, or was that?
Yeah, bro. I used to be like a skater kid. I wasn't even like, that was what I did every day. I would just be like skating with my homies and shit. So like, we would just like be freestyling and shit, cause we like music, like everybody like music.
Of course.
So like they would just be like, yo, you spinning some hot shit right now, like why not make music? And I was like, you right, like.
And when did that start? How old were you? Where were you?
I was probably like, I was skating since I was like 9 years old, but I probably started like freestyling and shit, like around like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel you, man. Just in terms of inspirations that actually got you started musically, what kind of artists were you listening to at the time that kind of influenced your sound?
I got an older brother, and like he's like way older than me, so like he would be putting me on shit like I'll be listening to like Joey Badass and like Resh and Shaw Hef and all them like and like ASAP Mob and Flatbush Zombies and all them, and that's just like, cause I like that old school shit. And I can spit that old school shit, but I also like trap shit, and I be like mixing it up.
Yeah, I feel you. And so that's when you start. So after you dropped that first song, Pushing, right?
Yeah.
On the cloud, and did you expect the response that it was getting, or like?
Nah, at first we wasn't even paying attention to that shit, and like we just put it up there, right? And then like. Now that shit got like 15K or some shit, so like we like, oh,
yeah,
people kind of fuck with that shit. So we just kept recording. Me and my son Tristan, we got mad music in the vault right now. We just dropped a song called Lifetime. We still doing that shit today.
I feel you. I think one of the crazy things too about you specifically is that a lot of the niggas that we interview on the show are kind of older, I would say, like in terms of that.
Yeah.
I just found out just the other day that this nigga's 16.
Yeah, I'm 16, I'm a youngin'.
So you've been doing this for a minute now, and I want to ask you, like, once you started to make music and started dropping on the cloud, started pushing, I think you started becoming affiliated with a lot more people, right? A lot of other heads that started making more music. So can you talk about that? Maybe start talking about
like
360.
How I met 360. Yeah. So after I dropped that song Pushing, they didn't even realize I dropped that shit right away. Like I would say like 3 months later, I get like, I don't even know Choppy. I don't know Choppy Chan. Shout out Choppy Chan. I didn't even know him, right? Son, I just get like a Facebook Messenger call, and it was like a FaceTime, and I was like, who be FaceTiming people they don't know? Like, and so I pick up, and son is just like bumping that shit in the background. And I hear it. And he's like, yo, is this you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, bro, like pop out of the studio tomorrow, type shit. And I was like, heard you. And so the next day I went to the studio, linked up with all the Horny Boys, all 360. So we just started recording, and that's when we made that song "Trapped in My Backpack" with Choppy and Aaron, and that shit was dope. So that's like, ever since then I just like been rapping with them, and it's like a crazy opportunity too, because I'm a youngin', like you said, and I get to be around all these old heads, well, like old to me, but like that be putting me on, and that helps my music grow too.
I feel you. I was gonna ask you, how would you say that once you started becoming affiliated with them, you started hanging out with them more, making music, being in the studio a little more, how did that influence your own sound and kind of your musical development?
I definitely the people that I be hanging with now, like they are my rap inspirations, like, and that's crazy to be able to rap with the people that like you listen to, like you actually want to go and listen to their music because that shit is fire. Like, so like that definitely influenced my music in the sense that I get to go make music with them, like, and they like my mentors, and I'm like learning every day, and that shit, like, you can hear it in the music.
And one of the things, especially as you said, with you being young, you're still going to school, you're still going to high school.
Yeah, bro, I graduated. I'm a jacket. I'm a junior.
Okay, and
I'm in the senior year.
Has that been like difficult to balance both things in terms of like mixing studio time with, you know, still going to school and trying to put out music? And
I'm not gonna lie, I be slacking on the school side a little bit, but like I'll be in school, like people are like, why you always on your phone? I'm dead just like on my phone writing music, and they don't even hear. They're like, what you listening to? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, put that shit away. Like, and I don't even be telling people that I rap at school and shit, but they like find out, they be saying shit.
I feel you. So I think now when we go like into music, specifically like on the music that's still on your SoundCloud, which is like dominantly what niggas listen to, you start with like Rio, right?
Yeah, not the young one.
Yeah, so take like how did that song come about? What was the process leading up to that?
That was the first time, that was the second time after I met Chop them that I went to the studio, like a real studio, like with an engineer and shit. And I was with my son Tristan, who I dropped that song Pushing in Lifetime with, and we just recorded that song, and like I didn't even like have it written or any shit, like I just wrote that shit in the studio right there, and then they were like, this shit is hard. And I was with my son Jabril, who also recorded some fire shit that day. Shout out Jabril. And and that shit was just dope. So I was supposed to have my son Sean Banks on that track. In the hook it was like me and Banks in the stew, and we pulled up in the Via. Yeah, son was supposed to be there, and he didn't pull up in the Via, and I was dread, like, so like, he was gonna put a verse on that shit, but I was like, honestly, bro, I'm gonna just drop this shit. Like,
And when you say you're in the studio with all these different types of people, do you say that, especially as you said, you're around your mentors, around your inspirations, does that also kind of force you to elevate how you make your music? Like you always know you have to come correct, like at all times, or is it still like a comfortable vibe for you?
Wait, can you repeat that one time?
Like when you in the studio with like as you said, your rap inspirations, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, not want to say pressured, but encouraged to always come correct, like always have to have a fire race?
Definitely,
because like, you know, these are.
Bro, do you hear the shit that like Siddhartha be spinning? Shout out Siddhartha. His son is like Action Bronson on like meth, bro. His son be rapping crazy.
Like,
shout
out Siddhartha, yeah.
That ass, and like I feel like I gotta like every time we in the studio and someone spits some dope shit, everybody trying to one up each other, but it's not even on some competitive shit. Like we want to do that so that that song comes out fire, and that's like what we want. We got crazy shit in the ball right now that y'all about to hear soon. Y'all about to hear that soon.
Right. And in terms of your own content, like well, after Re-Up, and then you start dropping songs like Sleep, right?
Yeah.
Which is Tris Flacco, and like Sippin' and all these kind of. Who would you say influenced your own sound? Like who do you listen to? Who are your musical influences in that?
Like I said before, like Joey Badass, definitely Dash, Wretch, Shahef, all the music that you want to that has rhythm. Like you feel me? That shit makes you want to nod your head. Like it doesn't even have to be some trap shit. Even though that trap shit be kicking and that shit it bumps definitely, and I'll be bumping that too. But it's all about what makes you want to listen to music.
Yeah, I feel you. And even just from being in the studio sometimes and seeing a lot of your music is freestyle, right? Like you're a big freestyle oriented. Like I know you write a lot, but is that a big part of your process in terms of making music? Like do you go into things with a freestyle mind, like freestyle first?
Yeah.
Or is it kind of sporadic?
Honestly, that should be different, on and off. Sometimes if someone send me a beat, Choppy send me a fire beat or some shit, and I hear that, I just the words just come to me, and I just start writing on my phone, even if I'm not in the booth or even when I'm in school and shit. I'll be writing, and so when I go to the stew, I could just spit a written, and that shit will be that. But a lot of the times, I just be going to the studio just in a creative mindset, ready to make music, and some shit ends up coming up, and we just be playing beats. Choppy, a lot of the times, Shaka, you seen it when we in the studio, Choppy cook up a beat on the spot right there, and everybody just write verse real quick, boom, we knock a 5-track out.
Yeah,
it's just like that.
And so when I think of songs like Sippin' and Blow Minds, and even features that you've done on Where's My Dad, so the beat is your beat selection is a very notable part of listening to you. Just remember that sound, that beat. So do you have a specific type of beats that you cater to? What's your process in terms of beat selection? What do you look for?
Honestly, all I look for is shit that I could flow to personally, and not be beats that I said have rhythm. I like a lot of sample type beats and melodies and shit. That should be dope. The way on Where's My Dad and shit. It's different shit. Cause the sample beats be the beats that you you never heard before. You probably heard 1,000 different songs with mixed up different drums samples and shit that have been used on multiple beats and shit. So them sample beats is unique. They're one of a kind. And that's kind of what gives you that one of a kind sound.
So I got for someone who with as much time as is always freestyling and such, why the little amount of music that's been released so far? I feel a lot of people you're getting a good response out of your audience. You get a lot of plays. Niggas are really fucking with you. So does that? Are you waiting on something? Is there a specific strategy behind that? Or
honestly, everybody be coming my ass and telling me. Everybody in this room right here be coming my ass and telling me to drop shit, but I feel I just hold myself to this standard, bro, and I just don't want to let people that listen to my music down. I want that shit to be hard if I drop it. I don't want no shit that's he dropped some shit that's cool. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it once and that's gonna be that.
Yeah.
I want them to go back to that shit and be that shit was hard. I'm gonna listen to that again.
Do you ever think that the more you wait on a record or the more you wait on a track, the more time you have to find out all the little errors or anything? Are you a perfectionist in that?
Yeah, I would say with music, I'm definitely a perfectionist, and I'll be going back to tracks. I'll be constantly be yo, who got the stems for that? I need to go master that shit. I need to send that to Chop. I need to send that to G. That explode and shit. And that's how it be.
So most recently, I think your most recent song of your own is Blow Minds.
Blow Minds.
Yeah. So I think that's. In terms of your discography, that is kind of a little bit of a shift in terms of how you the sounds that you was working with. Take it behind that.
I feel in my music that I've dropped, it can seem that's kind of a different track, but that's almost what I wanted. I wanted that shit to stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cause that's what I hold. That's the standard I'm gonna hold myself to right now. Tracks like that shit. And the crazy thing is, I recorded that shit on a mic like this, bro, in my crib. Yeah. And I wasn't gonna drop that shit. Son Siddhartha heard it. He was yo, you gotta let me spit some shit on this. And I was heard you. Son took it to the studio, spit some shit on it, mastered mine. I sent him the stems to my shit, and we just got it done. And that shit was like, I was like, bro, now I gotta drop this shit.
Yeah.
And shout out to Sam for the cover art too, because I went over his crib. Both Sams actually, because son Sam with the Johns, you killing that shit.
Feel you. And I think you and Aaron and Siddhartha have like a lot of good collaborations. Like when you guys are on tracks together, you guys complement each other like sonically. Is there anything in the future? Maybe a tape or some shit. You know what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say that we got a lot of songs. Like we basically just like running through songs right now, and we just keeping them shits locked up in the vault right now. But we're gonna come together. There's about to be the 360 tape coming. I'm definitely about to be on that. I got songs with Lonnie. I got songs with Siddhartha. I got songs with Choppy. Definitely about to hear a lot of that shit coming.
And what are your what's your attitude in terms of features? Is it
features?
Is it would you give a verse to anybody, or is it kind of you want to carefully curate your sound?
I've had like a couple kids ask me for like a feature, like even like one kid that would like pay me, but when it comes down to it, like I'ma just listen to your music, and if I fuck with your music, I don't care if you got 0 followers, bro. Like if I fuck with your music, I'ma get a feature with you. Like you don't need to have views, you don't need to have plays, none of that. You just need to be musically talented, and that's really all that matters. Because you could blow up like that, like that shit happened overnight, and we all know that.
True. In terms of content, like what the bars you're spitting and lyrics and stuff, where do you get your inspiration for that? What influences that in your life?
I like shit that like gets a reaction out of people. Like shit that like you could say it one way, but like I'll try to find like another way to say it that people would be like, oh, I would never word that like that. Or, like that's some like I never heard that's some funny shit. Like if you just said it even in a conversation, they'll be like they would probably laugh like that shit. And like it's just like day-to-day shit, like smoking dope, chilling, doing like things we do every day, making music, all that.
Word, feel you. And I think someone clearly a lot of plays and a lot of fans. What's your attitude towards performing? Like I feel
performing, I'm not gonna lie, I never performed in my life before, but like I've been offered, but I'm definitely about to pop out in some performances. I don't know about my own show, but I'll probably like in like a gang show or some shit. Like I'll definitely pop out if they play one of my songs or some shit. And also about my views, bro. Like I don't even like the thing is about that song "Sippin'." That's that's one of my least favorite songs on my song, bro. And it got the most views, but that should tell you something about it. Like it's not all about like you could make it about what you think, but at the end of the day, like everybody's gonna like want their own type of like shit, so they're gonna listen what they want to listen to, and you can't make a fuss about that. Like it's your music. Like I'ma still drop something if I think it's fire, I'm gonna drop it. But like I don't really care if people listen to it or not like that.
And is that kind of where you see with that attitude towards plays and stuff, like, in terms of your musical goals? So I assume that if you don't care about it, it's all really about the artistry, right?
Yeah. Like I like making music.
Exactly. Do you ever feel any pressure to like compromise? Like you see some of these niggas do fuck shit just to blow up overnight and to get their plays up, and now they're up and popular.
Yeah, you could never catch me doing some shit like that. I'm gonna just say that. Like I've had like sons be like, yo, you should get a face tat. I'm like, what? You're wildin', like, I'm good. I'm not doing that shit for the clout.
Yeah.
I don't need no face tat. I'm chilling.
Feel you. And alright, so besides you and Siddhartha, like do you think y'all the best white rappers out?
No, you feel me sometimes.
No, I'm not gonna jack that. I'm not jacking that. I don't my own
top 5 white rapper?
I don't my own humbleness. You could ask somebody else. You could ask, I don't know. But like
I would jack that. I would
you could jack it, but
definitely.
Yeah. There's some pretty dope white rappers out there.
Nah.
I like
white rapping niggas.
Wiki. We got Wiki.
Fuck all them white rappers.
Mac Miller's pretty chill.
Pretty chill.
Nah,
Do you ever
next question.
do you ever feel like, I mean, do you think it's like, did you get how do I word this question? More like, do you think you're gonna be received differently when someone listens to your music and would see that like what you like your
That
wife.
way, yeah.
Do you ever think of that?
Bro, every time Choppy brings somebody to the crib, he'd be like, yo, you know that song Sleep? He's like, you know Lil Spliffy? He's like, yeah, he's white. Like, that's what he said. He said some shit like that every time. Everyone's like, what? Like, and I got mad DMs from like Randy bitches and they'd be like, I thought you were black and I thought you were like that. I'm like, what does that even mean? Some shit like that, yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely perceived differently, and that's just how it is.
It doesn't matter to you, right? Like,
Nah.
I feel you. I'm
really just trying to make music.
True. That's all about the music. In terms of a big part of what we do on the podcast, talk about, you know, in relation, like in New York specifically, right? What's your attitude in terms of, what's your opinion in terms of the current state of New York? What do you think we at in terms of who's making music, like who's up right now?
Bro, honestly, like, I'm gonna say it's kind of chaotic over here right now. It's kind of, like, Tekashi, he kind of fucking shit up right now. He a goofball for real. I think he like cloud beaming. Like, he definitely knows how to get everybody attention. And like, even the fact that we talking about it right now, like right here during this interview, like, nah.
And do you feel like there's a positive future ahead in terms of the people that you're working with, in terms of other people in New York that might be in the underground that are about to break out?
Definitely, I see people in my own circle starting to pop up, and that's like, so the future of rapping is definitely bright if 360 is in that.
And in your mind, as you progress musically, would you sign a contract, or was it something that you constantly think about in terms of that aspect of the music business that nobody really likes? You know,
I don't know if I would
commercial side.
I don't know if I would sign like no deal, just like my eyes closed. Like, I definitely have to like want to do it like for a reason. But if that opportunity ever came by me, I would like probably depend like whether I want to like sound my music off like that, or I could say independent. But I honestly can't answer that. I have no idea.
I feel you. Just a lot of these niggas, as you said, sign deals blindly, like without even seeing things. They get a record contract real quick to sign.
Sign off for a chain.
Exactly. Just a quick advance, and a lot of people could be getting fucked over with that.
Definitely.
Do you think like do you think you've, I don't know, developed or evolved since you first started making music? How in what aspects can you say?
Yeah, I feel like I'll be thinking of it like levels of my life. Like when I was mad young, I was doing some stupid shit, and I would be like, and like that's where like re-up and like pushing kind of came from. I would like, I don't know, I can't really talk about it right here, but we would just be doing stupid shit and getting in trouble, and like that shit didn't end up well for anybody, honestly. And so that's like how I was kind of rapping at first, and then I started listening to like more lyrical shit, and I started like paying attention to shit like that, and like I realized you could be a trap, like you could rap over trap beats and still have that like shit, like you just put those lyrics together real quick in your brain, like that shit makes sense, and that shit is hard. So I'll be fucking with that type of music too. And then until like now I feel like I have a whole new style now, like not exactly a whole new style, but like all new inspirations ever since I've been like fucking with 360 and them.
And how is that different in terms of
that's like
inspiration?
Even different type of beats and shit, like and I be hearing way more beats now that I'm hanging around a lot of producers. Like I'm like, there's probably always a producer in this crib, like
true.
And we always cooking up, so like it's just like constant music flowing through your brain. Shit like is different every day. Like it's not the same type of shit.
I feel you. And does that mean right now, currently in your music career, are you looking to experiment more with sounds because you're around so many different producers and kind of you have access to a lot more?
Yeah, definitely. Like especially since like I'm jacking if I was like when I first started rapping and like I had like no plays and no one really listened to me and shit, like nobody, if I hit somebody up for a feature, they would be like, who is this kid? Like, I'm not about to like do that. But like now that I have like connections through like all these people I'm around, it's different. I could be getting like my son Lonnie got a man's named Miles. he's fire, bro. He has the hardest voice I ever heard. Son just sent me 2 tracks the other day. Like,
Yeah,
we better definitely collab on that shit.
I feel you. And in terms of where you see yourself, in terms of other than just the music aspect, right? So, do you see that? Are you making any videos? Like, do you have any videos planned? Like, what's going on in terms of?
There's some
shit other than that, yeah.
Some talk of a Took It video. I definitely gonna have some shit in the future with Bryce Botter on the cam.
Okay, shout out Bryce Botter on the cam.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm just waiting for like I said to myself, the next like banger I make, like I could tell like when one of my songs is harder than other songs.
Yeah.
Like it's like I told myself the next banger I make, I'm definitely having Bryce Botter on the cam.
Okay.
And the whole gang popping out. It's like some smutty shit.
Smutty movements. Do you feel like when you're in the city, it's harder to get a response out of people when you drop music? Like, do you feel like you have to push your music more?
I feel like in the city, there's so many kids just like me, bro. And I can't be putting them down because they just like me and they also trying to rap and do their thing. So it's definitely harder, like, with all of this, like, and also I'm not even saying that, like, they bad. Like, there's probably mad kids I don't know about that have mad talent. And, like, I can't be just, like, shooing them off. Like, that's my city, too. So it all like comes down to that, like it's like we in this kind of together, like we all trying to come up.
And in the future, do you feel like we're headed into a positive direction? As you said, you know, it's kind of chaotic right now.
Yeah.
But do you feel like more and more people start collaborating? Or like, is that something you hope to?
That's what I want, bro. Like I be putting people together in my mind, like, oh, these 2 people should make a track together. Like these 2 people should make like that should like. If it just went like that smoothly, then we would have music would be evolved, bro. Like we would have so many tapes out there. We would have stuff like that might just change up the game too. So
I feel you.
But things is always changing. So
yeah, exactly.
You can't put a stop on hip hop. Like.
And if you had to name 5 rappers who, let's say, I'm gonna say in the underground right now.
I could name like 100.
Yeah, I know it's a lot, but what do you? Could you name 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Alright. Shout out Choppy Chan. Shout out Bryce Botter.
Okay.
Shout out Sun Shaka on the cam. Doing his New York noise thing. That putting the light on these up and coming rappers. Shout out Lonnie. Spit some crazy heat every day. Shout out. Damn, bro, like, coming down to my last, like, spot, like, I don't even, like, I'm gonna just shout out all 360 right now.
Feel you.
Cause that's how it is, like, they definitely be putting on.
And what's next for Spliff right now? Like, what's the current state of your mind?
Currently, right now, you seen the Shaka, we've been recording every day.
Every day, niggas is working.
I'm jacking a song a day, keep the doctor away. Nah, somebody's cut that out. I said some funny shit. No.
Nah, bro, it's in the cut.
No, but that No, we really about to make this. We really making a song a day, so let's just go that up. And I'm definitely about to drop some type of EP. I'm thinking like a 4-song EP, but fuck it, if I make enough like bangers, then I'm definitely dropping all that shit. I don't even care.
Felt you. And is there? I mean, I think that one of the big parts of you putting on you as well, so we also want to get to know like just everything about you that niggas don't know and niggas don't get to see. So is there anything that you kind of want to just tell niggas about what you got going on? Or is...
Yeah, I mean, like, we just making music, like I said, and like, it's everyday shit. I'm about to hit up Trizzy Flacco tomorrow night, about to go over this crib, make some music there. It's like, it's just like studio time, bro. That's what it's about. It's just about putting in work at the studio and constantly.
I feel you. Well, bro, I mean, you really, I see niggas really started to feel you out here, bro. I'm telling you, like, you're getting the response, and I think that in due time, all 360 and y'all niggas are really on the come up, and I think that if New York becomes, more unified and niggas start collaborating more, as you said, start working with niggas like Bryce, like other producers, people like Miles, then I think that y'all about to make some real crazy shit.
We definitely is, bro.
It's fucking shout out Lil Spliff, Shout out everybody, bro. Shout out 360. Thank you, bro, for the fucking episode 5. Catch Spliff soon. He's gonna be recording. He's gonna be working.
360 that splits out.
Sheesh. Trying to some fucking
Also,
fucking
I think it's a
tartar right
that
now
probably
on top of
that's
a
a-
roasted lamb
Fan?
with
like,
collard
I think it's
greens
from like your PS4
It's the
panel.
PS4.
on the ground. Fuck collard greens.
It don't